This May the 16th picks edition of the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Underdog is offering plenty of markets this week for the PGA Championship that you can't find anywhere else. Sign up with our promo code MLBSGPN to claim your special pick and first-time deposit offer up to $250 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com, promo code MLBSGPN. Welcome, everybody, to the MLB Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network. My name is Malcolm Bamford, coming to you from Newcastle upon Tyne in the northeast of England. Today is Wednesday, May the 15th. Me and Dylan have got the cushy job again. We got jocked off the short slate last week, but Munaf's let his crown slip, and myself and Dylan are here to handicap a teeny tiny 6-game card. I think we've done quite well for these little short Thursday cards. Joining me is Mr. Dylan Rockford. D-Rock, how are you?
I'm doing well. I think a little better than you today, but I'm doing all right. We had day baseball. It's always good when we have some day baseball, and I haven't had the best few days, especially the weekend. I got crushed. Finally, some bounces going my way. Milwaukee killed the Buccos, and then Adley Rutschmanson had the walk-off home run. So 2-0 on the day, looking to close it out strong, man.
I mean, what's happened early on? I've just had a little live go on over 6.5 in Seattle and Kansas City. Really just for a bit of entertainment while I'm sitting here talking to you for half an hour, just because it's on and I get to watch some live ball. But yeah, it's nothing much really. My picks have been bang average. I had like a 8 and 6. In fact, I think I had a 10 and 6 on Monday, and then a 7 and 7 on Tuesday. So holding my own. Today we took Washington, myself and Scott. Took the Nationals behind Corbin at a plus price. Or against the White Sox. But the White Sox won 2-0. But we did like the under as well. Because no one can score a run. You made me laugh just before we started. You said to me, do you know who sucks? The Mets. What's up with the Mets now, Dylan?
I mean, I went to the game on Mother's Day on Sunday, and it was good. They were losing, and we actually got behind home plate. I was on TV. If you were watching, I was the miserable kid with the.
I didn't.
Yeah,
I saw someone tagged you in a little tweet. Yeah.
Yeah, I was the miserable guy with the hood on because it was just they couldn't score a run, and then Brendan Nimmo actually hit a walk-off home run. So it was good. My mom saw a walk-off, but I mean, Diaz hasn't looked good. Joey Wendell, I think you and I could go up there and be better than Joey fucking Wendell. I mean,
he got DFA'd today, didn't he?
Thank God, because he's awful. Bring up Mark Vientos.
That's at least brought up, Dylan.
At least he has potential. These other fucking guys, Lindor, paying him $300 million to do nothing. Jeff McNeil, he won the batting title a few years ago and then said, "Yep, fuck it, I'm not going to start hitting anymore." He sucks. I mean, Starling Marte shows no effort. This team just fucking sucks. I mean, I'm tired of backing them. I'm waiting for another team. I'm done. I've given them 28 years.
See, little shit like that just make me feel a bit better because you've just said at the top of the show that I'm not in a very good mood because we've been having top of the show Premier League chat for 3 days in a row. And I did say last night to Scott and anyone else who was listening that Newcastle would lose tonight to Manchester United in incredibly unfortunate circumstances because it happens every fucking year. And yes, it happened again. And it only finished about 6 minutes ago. So my heart is still trying to explode from my chest. I'm incredibly agitated. So if you or anyone else in the chat starts on me, I will swim across that ocean and push you off your chair. Not a problem. So we don't have to talk about football anymore. No more $1 fines going in the pot. And I know the chat will be kind to me. Ryan was first in, TVDBJ. Christopher, I haven't seen Chris for a few days. Nice to see you. SMK Teach as well. So, yeah, 6 games tomorrow. So we always try and throw out a few batters as well, because we've got a little bit less on our plates. There is a game off the board, unfortunately, too, which is the Cincinnati and Dodgers game with Nick Lodolo going to the IL. Cincinnati haven't sorted out their pitching Austin in the chat. Oh, he did cash a Newcastle bet. And just about the last kick of the game as well. So you're in a better place than me, Austin. Well done. We'll get across to these 6 games. Firstly, we had Scott on the show last night. He told you that the WNBA podcast is back this week. So get involved in that. The same place where you get all your SGPN podcasts. And don't forget the Preakness is this weekend. My article came out yesterday. I've got a 16-1 and a 20-1 as my fancies in the Preakness this week. So get across to sportsgamblingpodcast.com and have a look at that. And you can find some nice bonuses with NYRA. If you sign up today there, you'll get a $200 deposit bonus with a promo code SGPN200. Just join now to claim that $200 deposit bonus in time for the Preakness at nyrabets.com/SGPN200. There's a couple of promos on. $50 bet $50 on Belmont and any track with the first post at 6 p.m. Eastern on Friday, and you'll get a $10 bonus win or lose. And if you bet $75 on Belmont or Monmouth Park, you'll get $15 win or lose. Visit nyrabets.com to opt in. There's a 20% bonus on your ticket winnings if you hit an exacta at Belmont on Sunday. And there's a few contests going. The Friday feeder contest, you can earn entry into the next $300 contest. You can win cash prizes and seats with the NYRA Bet Saturday contests. Registration closes before the Belmont at the Big A. Get in and get your bonuses at nyrabets.com/SGPN200. And Underdog Fantasy, one of our old faves here. The easiest place to play fantasy sports. Getting in on the NBA action. Pick your players, go high or low on the stats, points, rebounds, assists, and loads more. Mix and match your entries across the sports. Underdog available in 30 plus states, including California, Texas, and Canada. And they just launched Champions, the player versus player format in Florida. Our code is MLB SGPN to claim that special pick and first time deposit offer up to $250 in bonus cash. UnderdogFantasy.com promo code MLB SGPN. 1:10 Eastern first pitch tomorrow, Thursday, is the New York Yankees at the Minnesota Twins. Possibly the pitching matchup of the day here. It is Clarke Schmidt for the Yankees, and Joe Ryan goes for the Minnesota Twins. It's tight on the books. It's a match in some places. You can get -115. The Yankees -105 for the Twins, with a total here of 8. It's quite interested to see what happens in tonight's game between the Yankees and the Twins, because I fancied the Twins in this series. And the Yankees took the first game 5-1. They took it fairly comfortably. The Wednesday night game, unfortunately, not underway yet. It's Stroman against Lopez. And I don't really want to be on the Twins if it just turns out that the Yankees are a bit better than them, which it did look on that Tuesday night. So this is interesting here. But like I say, the pitchers have got good lines. Clarke Schmidt is 4-1, has a 2.95 ERA. He's really been good away from home as well. 1.99 ERA in 4 games started. He's still capable of walking a few, but what gives Clarke Schmidt a bit more positivity here is that the Twins are 24th in walks. So maybe that's not an issue. If he's not walking too many batters, then I think he'll be all right. Joe Ryan's really reliable, almost to the point of being a bit boring. He has very similar lines all the way through his game log. He hasn't been as good at home. His last 3 home starts, in fact, he's given up 3 runs in all 3, which isn't terrible. I just think the Yankees could nick this early on. I like the Yankees' first 5, Dylan. They're only allowing 3.2 runs per game in May, New York. So that'll be my play. I'll take the Yankees here, first 5.
Yeah, you took my whole handicap, but I agree. I do like the Yankees here. I got him at even money at +100. I made him a -120 favorite. You know, both teams playing well, but I just think the Yankees are a tad better right now. 8-2 in their last 10. Like you mentioned, they opened up. They took the opening game of this series 5-1. they play great on the road in general. 15-9 straight up. Clarke Schmidt on the road, he's been solid. 1.99 ERA. He's only given up 5 runs in 22 innings. Batters, they're only hitting 234 off of him. The walks, like you mentioned, they are the issue, but Twins 24th in the league of walks. So usually I want to back the Twins against a lefty, but against righties, they aren't the best. So I agree with you. If you want to take them first 5, I think that's good, but I'm going to take the plus money here, full game with the Yankees.
Looking at the numbers for a few hitters here, we try and throw out the odd hitter when we have a little bit more time on the show. The obvious ones, the ones that stand out, aren't going to win any prizes. Juan Soto and Aaron Judge for New York, but also Alex Verdugo and Gleyber Torres at cheaper prices. So if you want to get them in DFS or play some batter props on those two. And for the Twins, Max Kepler jumps out at the moment with his ex-Woba and his ISO, and Ryan Jeffers. So yeah, Kepler, Jeffers, maybe Alex Kirilloff down the bottom. He'd be the cheapest one. He's got some possibilities as well. So they would be the 3 players that I like most there. We got a home run there in Seattle. That's 2-0. We're creeping up towards that 6.5, one at a time. 6:40 Eastern first pitch. It's those New York Mets, Dylan, that you love so much. The Mets are at the Phillies again after that weird 2 sets of 2 this week that they're playing for some reason. I don't know if is it a make-up game thrown in or something like that?
Who the hell knows?
Jose Quintana is going to go for the Mets and Taiwan Walker for the Phillies. Plus 120 New York, minus 150 the Phillies. Line is 8.5. Dylan, come on, make a case for the Mets.
Cannot. I got the Phillies earlier in the day, minus 136. I see minus 142s out there, so shop around. I made him a minus 150 favorite. Jose Quintana is just not someone you want to back on the road. And to be honest, he hasn't looked good in his last 2 starts. 3+ runs given up on the road in his last 3 starts. Meanwhile, the Phillies, they continue to crush the ball. Top 5 offense in the league. They crush lefties. This is just an awful spot for Quintana. And like I said earlier, the Mets, they're broken at the moment. They can't score any runs. Diaz, both of the Diaz brothers don't look good at that. So they don't look good. I don't know why the number opened up this short. I mean, the Phillies have won every start Walker has made. He hasn't looked that bad. And now pitching against his former team, maybe a little extra heat on those pitches. So I think a little revenge spot here at home. Phillies continue to roll. Give me the Phillies.
Yeah, Quintana is struggling. 18 earned runs in his last 4 starts. That's a lot.
He's a bum.
820. You what, mate?
He's a bum.
He's a bum. 820 ERA over that spell. The Mets aren't winning, which is a problem, I think, if you want to back them to win. The key to Walker and Philly and this game, I think, is the combination of Walker's record of 3-0, but his ERA of 4.82, because it doesn't really matter what he throws. The Phillies are covering it. The Phillies are covering him. He gave up 6 runs to the Padres. They win the game 8-6. So you can get away with a bad start. He then has a bang average start against the Giants. Not as bad as that previous one. They win 5-4. And then he has a great start against Miami, gives up 1 earned run, and they win 8-3. So the Phillies have got all the different kinds of ways of winning here. So I totally agree with you. The bet I like the most here, though, is Walker to record the win. Just because he's a minimum 6 innings, absolute bare minimum 18 outs, sometimes up to 7 or more. But I think the Phillies are going to be in front. So Taiwan Walker to record the win, I think, would be a different angle in here. That would be my play. Johnny Boy joined us in the chat, saying he missed us. That's kind, Johnny. Callum asking how I am. I think you know very well how I am, Callum. You're a bad man. Get out. And I did want to say hello to Frank on Twitter, because Frank sent me a nice message this afternoon. I probably should have saved it to read now, just to cheer myself up a little bit. But Frank's the podcast sent us a nice little message. So, hello, Frank. Thanks for listening. We do appreciate it. Where we going? 7:10 Eastern first pitch. The Tampa Bay Rays. Oh, I needed some hitters for the Mets and Phillies.
Fade all the Mets.
Fade all the Mets. Nah, you don't mean that.
Well, you know who
Mets
we
and
need?
Phillies.
Yoenis Cespedes. Remember him?
Oh, I loved Cespedes. Didn't he? He broke both his ankles falling in a pheasant's lair or something like that.
Yeah, like a
I'm not.
stable in DR, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure of the details, but yeah, he did fall down a rabbit hole and his legs fell off or something. Yeah, I remember opening day, Dylan. And we see we've got 40 minutes to go down memory lane. Maybe 4 years ago, 3 or 4 years ago, and Cespedes scored a solo home run, and the Mets beat the Braves 1-0, and I was all over that, and I was
Wow.
absolutely buzzing. He had the yellow sleeve on, like
Yeah,
Acuna, and he hit that solo home run. It must have been DeGrom, I think. DeGrom was on the mound, and he, as per usual, he
most
got one
likely.
run of support. But it was enough that day. I can't believe Joey Lucchese's pitching for the Mets tonight, by the way. That's hilarious.
It's a shit
Where are we
show.
going? Pete Alonso pops. JD Martinez pops. There you go. There's a play for tomorrow. JD Martinez can make you some money. And it's the boring ones for Philly, really. Apart from maybe down the bottom, if you want to go really cheap, Christian Pache hasn't got bad projections. Other than that, it's the top four. Schwarber, Elmutu, Harper, and Alec Bohm, who's been hot lately. But yeah, let's get JD Martinez on our side tomorrow. Okay, now we'll go to the 7:10 Eastern first pitch between the Tampa Bay Rays and the Boston Red Sox. Zach Littell goes for Tampa Bay, and Cooper Criswell draws the start for Boston. This is a match on the books. It is -110 each of two, with a total of 8.5. Zach Littell, he's been great. His last three starts, he hasn't. His record's fine, 2-2 at the 3.02 ERA. That game, Boston nicked one last night, 5-4. That was only their third win in 15 attempts against Tampa Bay. So the Rays really have had the Indian sign over them. Littell hasn't pitched on the road much lately. That would be one thing to maybe temper your enthusiasm for him. Cooper Criswell's been excellent as well. We've handicapped him nicely over the last couple of weeks, I feel. 2-1 with a 2.10 ERA. Doesn't go long into games. Maximum 5 innings, often shorter. He's got a 21-4 strikeout to walk rate. The earned runs he gave up in his last two starts came on solo homers. Looks like a pitching duel, an early pitching duel. I'll take a first 5 under, Dylan.
Yeah, give me the home puppy. Earlier, I did get the Red Sox -102. I made him a -135 favorite with Cooper Criswell on the mound. I think he's pitched well enough to be the favorite in this game, especially at home. You know, he hasn't given up more than 2 runs in any start this year. Batter's only hitting 213 off of him at home. Now, Zach Littell, he has had back-to-back solid starts, but on the road, he does give up a lot more hard contact. Batter's hitting over 300 on him on the road. I just think the Red Sox, they're the better team. I think they have the better lineup. They have the better starting pitcher. They have the better bullpen. You know, I know they're not playing the best baseball as of late, but I do think they are the right side in this game. So I'm going to take the short dog here at home, -102. Give me the Red Sox.
Okay. Hitters wise, Devers stands out. I took William Abreu. He's got decent numbers, decent projections tomorrow. It looks like batting 2 in that lineup as well. Yandy Diaz has been hot, and his numbers are okay. So they would be my players there tomorrow. I think the value is probably with William Abreu. Maybe the books are just overlooking him slightly. So he might be the one tomorrow for the Red Sox. We'll move on. Game Time are back. Appreciate their sponsorship. Game Time are the ticket people, if you remember, and now an authorised ticket marketplace of Major League Baseball, which makes getting tickets there faster or easier. The prices on the Game Time actually go down closer it gets to first pitch, so you get killer last-minute deals, all in prices, views from your seat. It takes the guesswork out of buying MLB tickets, which is important. The low price guarantee, Game Time credit you 110% of the difference if you can find that ticket, same section in row for less. There's all in price and the zone deals, loads of great stuff. Buying tickets can be a right pain in the arse, and Game Time is an excellent provider. So take the guesswork out of buying those tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use the code CFBX for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Create an account and redeem the code CFBX for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price, guaranteed. Alfred, 44, has joined us in the chat. First time he's joined us live. We're getting quite a lot of people who are joining us live, so appreciate that, Alfred. If you've got any picks, get them in the chat, Alfred. Quite happy to take some advice off people who know more than me. 7:40 Eastern. First pitch is the Pittsburgh Pirates at the Chicago Cubs. Jared Jones will go for Pittsburgh. The Cubs officially TBD, but myself and Dylan believe it'll be Justin Steele who takes the ball. Quite close on the books. Pittsburgh are a small underdog, plus 108. The Cubs minus 126. And the total is 7.5, Dylan.
Yeah, give me the Cubbies here at home, minus 126. I made them a minus 165 favorite, actually. I know that might sound a little steep, but, I just think we're going to have a nice bounce back start from Steele. Pirates absolutely crushed him in his last start. He gave up 6 runs, 3 long balls. He only went 4 innings. I don't expect that to happen again. I do think the Cubs are the better team, especially offensively. And as much as I do like Jared Jones, I do think he struggles on the road a little bit. The Pirates, they've lost his last 3 starts on the road, 3+ runs given up on the road as well. He has a 3.68 ERA. I lean over as well. I made my total 8.3. We'll have winds blowing out into center field tomorrow night at Wrigley. So, at home, I do like to back the Cubs. They're a much different team at home. I just trust them a little more than I do the Buccos right now on the road. I expect Steele to have a bounce back start. I trust him more and this offense. So I'm going to take the Cubbies here, minus 126.
Yeah, I'm pleased you mentioned the weather and the wind there, Dylan, because that was a big part of the handicap. And I thought I wanted to go over, but I just wanted to confirm that. And I hadn't seen any details, especially with the Cubs being on the road tonight. I wasn't sure what was going on back in Wrigley. Jones has been great. I know I've got him on a couple of my fantasy teams, therefore I've been following his start a little bit closer. 2-4, 2.68 ERA. The only issue you get with Jones is that Pittsburgh don't win. He's given up 6 earned runs in his last 29 innings, 31-5 strikeout to walk rate, and low scoring games. So his last one was a 9, which was probably an over. But then you've got 1, 5, 6, and 4. Justin Steele had April off through injury, came back in that game against Pittsburgh, Dylan, that you mentioned, and they got to him 6 earned in 4 innings. That was on the road. Steele can adjust. I think he will adjust. He'll be a little bit better, a little bit more settled down now. This is his 3rd start back. So there's a lot of ticks in boxes here that make you think Justin Steele's going to go well. So yeah, totally agree. Minus 126 is an excellent price because the Cubs are considerably a better team than Pittsburgh, having just gone through all of those pitching stats. You've just got to add in that the Cubs are better than the Pirates as well. So yeah, I'll take the same play as you. In terms of bats, top of the order, Mike Tauchman, Seiya Suzuki, and then Christopher Morel for the Cubs. And where we go on the Pirates, let me see if I can find my Pirates numbers. They're not playing each other tonight, which is why they're not next to each other. Pirates might have gone. No, there they are. Edward Olivares stands out a mile for the Pirates. He batted 5 tonight. He's cheap in DFS, $3,600, and maybe Connor Joe batting 3 as well. But yeah, Oliveira stands out an absolute mile. So he would be the pick of that Pirates lineup for me. 8:10 Eastern. First pitch, the Oakland Athletics at the Houston Astros. Joey Estes goes for Oakland. Cristian Javier will draw the start for the Astros. Total's 8.5, Dylan, but I haven't got the lines written down, which means I haven't seen them or I forgot to write them down, one or the other. Anyway, do you have them?
Yeah, let me get to them real quick. So Houston minus 225 on the money line, minus 1.5 is minus 105, plus 188 for the A's, plus 1.5 is at minus 110, and like you said, the over under is at 8.5.
Okay, come on then, take it away.
I'm going to lean under first total for me. I'm going to take the under 8.5 at -105. I made my total 7.9. Joey Estes, he looked really good in his first start last week on the road against the Mariners. He went 5 innings, just giving up the 1 run on that solo home run. But outside of that, he didn't walk anyone. He struck out 5, and the A's won that game 8-1. So, I mean, it's off to a really good start. Cristian Javier is night and day a different pitcher at home than he is on the road. You just don't want to back him on the road, but at home, he's much better. Just 2 runs given up in 18 innings. Batters only hitting $161 off of him. He does need to cut the walks down, 15 on the year, and the A's are disciplined at the plate. They're 11th in the league in walks per game. 2 solid pitchers. I think we're going to see a lower scoring game. So maybe first 5 under. I'm going to go full game. I would also look, if you're looking at player props, maybe a walk prop for Cristian Javier. But outside of that, I do like the under here.
I've got a play in this game that's actually going to tie into the game tonight. So people who are watching live, the A's take on the Astros in a little while, where it's Framber Valdez going for Houston. And I don't know if you saw, Dylan, that Ronel Blanco got thrown out last night.
He got suspended now.
Yeah, what did he get? 10 days or
10 games?
Yeah, well, that's ridiculous.
What did he do? I didn't see it, honestly. I'm sorry.
Stuff, mate. It's but I think he was unfortunate. I know that. I mean, the Houston Astros certainly aren't an organisation you can associate with cheating. So I wouldn't have thought. I wouldn't have thought Blanco was up to that. No, TV's straight in with the trash throws talk. No, I think he there was a rosin. I think he had it on his wrong arm or something. Anyway, got thrown out. As a result, though, Houston had the bullpen had to do a lot of heavy lifting, and then also went to extras as well. So Hader threw 2 innings, for example. So the Astros pen did a lot of work, which ties into the play tonight with Framber Valdez going for Wednesday. I think over on the outs prop for Valdez. But also, I'd quite like to carry that on into Javier tomorrow, because I think you go well at home. And I still think they will need to protect that bullpen. If they can get a decent start tonight out of Valdez, I think Javier is going to go well. Joey Estes, I don't know much about him. Started 1 game against the Mariners, 2 hits over 5 innings. Just gave up a solo bomb. His metrics look okay. He's got lots of different pitches. He projects kind of league average, Joey Estes, which will be fine for the Athletics. Javier had that disastrous start last time at Detroit, but he's been fine apart from that. I've got no issues. So, yeah, if you can get a decent line on Javier, he went 7 innings on his penultimate start, did Javier as well, so he's perfectly capable of getting that length. So that's my angle in here. I would take Cristian Javier over on an outs prop. In terms of the hitters, let's see what we've got here. There we go. Yeah, nothing exciting. Well, obviously, Tucker and Alvarez, pop. Bregman can't stop hitting at the minute. Yankees Diaz would be the under the radar one. Actually, ISO power numbers are okay at the minute for Yankees Diaz. And for the Athletics, all the way down to Tyler Nevin jumps off the page here. Only 3,400 in DFS. So some Tyler Nevin. I don't mind Max Schumann. There's some quite good value actually here. Abraham Toro at the top of the order. JD Davis, one of your boys, New York Met. So there's some decent options there for the Athletics if you want some total base props tomorrow on that one. Final game. Is it the final game?
Yeah, no lines though.
It is the final game, and there's not an awful lot we can do with it because, as I mentioned at the top of the show, Nick Lodolo for the Reds has gone to the IL. It is a 10-10 Cowboy time first pitch between the Cincinnati Reds and the LA Dodgers. So Cincinnati are TBD. The Dodgers are officially TBD, although we think it's going to be Tyler Glass now. I've got no lines. I've got no totals. I've got no idea who's going to pitch for the Reds. Dylan, you have anything on this?
No, I do expect the Dodgers, if it is Tyler Glass now, which I do expect, maybe a strikeout prop for Tyler Glass. Now I know he got the loss last start on the road, but I mean 10 plus strikeouts in 4 straight games. I mean, this guy is he has 73 strikeouts on the season. That's the most in the majors. His whip is a .86. I mean, he's just fanning batters right now. Reds, they're not doing good right now. 2-8 their last 10. They're 25th in the league in strikeouts. So maybe look towards a strike prop. Excuse me, or an out prop for Tyler Glass now. But yeah, I expect the Dodgers to win big here. They're moving and grooving right now, and the Reds, they don't perform well on the road, so I'm looking to fade them on the road. So I'm interested to see. It might be even a bullpen day. Honestly, I really don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really think it matters who pitches for the Dodgers because they're all going well. Gavin Stone was brilliant again.
Yeah.
Who's the lad? What's his name? Knack. Can't remember his first name. He's been great. They just seem to have 11 starting pitchers. They can just point at one and send him to the mound. He'll be absolutely fine. Cincinnati eventually got a win. They hadn't won for ages. They got that win behind Hunter Green, it was actually. But yeah, I haven't seen any lines. It was hard to handicap if there were lines because trying to get away from a Dodgers team total or a run line is hard, but there's nothing else. There's nothing else I can go with that one. So no bet for me there. SMK teaching the chat. Dodgers run line doesn't matter. Doesn't matter on the lines. Yeah, and I feel like a fraud sitting here saying that. I feel like I should be coming up with something insightful and clever, but sometimes it's that straightforward.
It's like you said, Mouse. It's not going to win any prizes, you know.
Yeah. Lane Elliott, Lane, how you doing? Welcome along. I think that's it. Oh, hang on, I've got some hitters, more hitters. I mean, I'll tell you what's not going to win any prizes is the batters that pop for the LA Dodgers here in order. I'll tell you, I'll take them in order. Shohei Ohtani, have you heard of him? Good player. Freddie Freeman. This is the order that I think that I would take them tomorrow. Ohtani, Freeman, Betts, Muncy, Smith, Teoscar Hernandez. The 6 there to choose from. Every single one of them is way over $5,000 in DFS. The minimum is Muncy at 5,200. And for the Reds, have we got anything tonight? They're not playing each other tonight as well, so they're not aligned. The Reds, 1. Spencer Steer is 8. Other than that, not interested. Did you hear me say 5,200 there? I've started talking like an American. You've ground me down, Dylan. For 4 years, you bastards have got me. I think I said earlier in the season that I've started saying I appreciate you to people. I was writing my Preakness article today and I started leaving the U out of favourite. And there was another word that I spelled differently. I've just said 5,200 and something else I did as well. But yeah, I'm turning into one of you people. I need to
move the family over across the pond and, you know.
You think?
I know it.
Well, we'll be staying on your sofa, Dylan, if we come. Mark has joined us as well. Mark Calvaruso. What's Mark asking? Any thoughts on a team to get up 2 runs early? Oh, okay, that's a DK promo. So yeah, Rockies, for example, would have done it today. Yeah, I haven't seen that. Do you play that market, Dylan? Have you seen it?
No, I don't, but there are promos out there. Yeah, like the Rockies up 7-0 right now. Even the Marlins, he had that Ryan De La Cruz had that 2-run shot, so they would have went up 2-0 as well. No, I don't play it that market, but I do know a lot of people that do. Yeah, I just don't play it.
We talked with Scott last night, but I use Bet365 a lot, and Scott didn't know that they have the payout automatically if your team goes 5 runs ahead.
Oh yeah,
because that's always a fun cash. Okay,
I don't think they have it in New York. They only have it in London and I think New Jersey or other states.
That's disappointing.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
So we've got 5 games to choose from, but we're going to force a lock and dog upon you. What have you got?
All right. Let me start with my lock, and I am going to take the Philadelphia Phillies. I'm going to fade the New York Mets. They are atrocious right now. I think, like you said earlier, Taijuan Walker, they've won every start, but even though he's given up 3-4 runs, his ERA isn't the best. The bats are going to back him up and give him 4, 5, 6 runs. And against Jose Quintana, who is just a fade on the road, I think this is a really good spot for them. Might be a little chalky, maybe take them on the run line for a little extra value, but I do like the Phillies here at home as my lock. As my dog, we didn't give out a lot of plus money. I hate doing this, but give me the Yankees as my short dog. It's at even money. I like Clarke Schmidt. He's pitched really well on the road this season, and I just think the Yankees are a tad better right now than the Minnesota Twins. I think they have the better lineup, and I do think they'll get to Joe Ryan. Usually, like I said, I want to back the Twins against lefties. Clarke Schmidt is a good righty, so I'm going to back the Yankees here at even money as a short underdog.
Okie doke. Yeah, there was no dogs at all, really. I'm gonna have to manufacture one. But I've found one that I will do it on. For my lock, I'll take that first 5 under in the Tampa Bay Rays at the Boston Red Sox game. I like Littell, I like Criswell. But you say neither offense has scored a ton of runs lately. But Criswell, if we're factoring him in solely, he is 5 innings, 5 and dive pretty much. Criswell. So the first 5 under in that game. And for my dog, then, I thought Chicago would be a shorter price, minus 126. So I'll take Chicago on the run line, Dylan, to beat Pittsburgh here. Both pitchers will go well, but the Cubs surely will end up overpowering Pittsburgh. You got a price on that run line for the Cubs, Dylan?
Yes, I do. Let me get it for you real quick. I exited out. Yeah, for the run line for the Cubs, it is at plus 176.
Oh, holy shit. Get in there, right? Smashing. I'm delighted with that. Plus 176, Cubs on the run line. And that's it, Dylan. We got the easy gig tonight, 6 games. Anything you want to tell the people before we go?
No, Preakness week. We need a winner for the horses. Gonna be a busy weekend. You got UFC fights, we got baseball, we got basketball playoffs. One win away. We are 1 win away from the conference.
Oh, the win.
Yeah, they won yesterday. Jalen Brunson had 44. It's so good going into work in New York City after a Knicks win. The energy, the vibes, everyone is in a good mood in New York because I don't know if you've ever been to New York, but the people are just they're just miserable people. Let's just put it like that. But yeah, everyone was in a good mood, so that's why I'm in a good mood as well.
Yeah, well, the city of Newcastle will be very different tomorrow. Out and about, everyone tripping over their bottom lip. Thanks, mate. That was fun. Thank you, everyone who contributed in the chat. We do appreciate it. So I'm not back until Monday now. I've done 3. Wow. I've done Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah. Well, I asked Munaf for Sunday off because it's the last day of the Premier League season, and I will be full of premium continental lager by that time on Sunday night.
Nice.
So you'll get no sense out of me. But yeah, I'll be back with a hangover probably, and also in a foul mood on Monday if things don't go my way. But yeah, the Preakness article is out. I'll be on Sean and Ryan's show tomorrow to talk Preakness. So I'm not going to give anything away now. But also, last day of the Premier League season, if you do like a bet, it's daytime gambling. Before the baseball starts, come and watch the football. I picked a 2-game parlay, Dylan, today, with odds of 1,156 to 1. 2 legs, a 2-leg parlay over 1,100 to 1. So if you want to get in on that, you need to listen to the Premier League gambling podcast.
Real quick,
what?
Did you take Forest? I mean, we might get relegated, right? Or no? Or you think we're safe? All right, man.
Yeah, you'd have to lose 11-0 or something stupid.
Oh, okay.
I don't even think Forest can do that. You'll be fine. Cheers, everyone. We appreciate you getting involved. The boys are back tomorrow night. Good luck with your bet. Until the next time, we will see you down the road. Cheers.